Hello, folks. Johnny Moe here. Welcome to another episode in Omen Adventures. This time we're going to do a little bit of Prep is Play. Uh, I had intended this to be a live stream, but apparently you cannot go live on YouTube when you first want to go live. Then you have to wait 24 hours until you can actually go live. So I'm just going to record this and upload it, and I'll probably do a live stream on 05 launch in a few hours after I'm done with this. So, I also wanted to do a little bit of show and tell after my unboxing video of the Draw Steel Ajax edition. I wanted to share some of the little fun things that I have gathered throughout my years in the RPG hobby. Uh, we have a very big sketchbook that I use sort of as a in-game resource of information, pictures, maps, that sort of thing that you can find in the world of Omen. I think it's a really handy tool to have just outside of uh, game master notes or anything like session prep, things like that. If you just have a book that you can use in your world building, your creative process to just kind of keep kind of a keepsake scrapbook, look through it and see the evolution of your world, your stories, characters, times, places, events, and just looking back and seeing how your world has changed and grown as you yourself, as a game master storyteller, uh, grow and change with your craft. All right. Then I always keep a hex grid notebook, good for, drawing out maps, dungeons, puzzles, things like that. I also really love it just for, you know, making notes, simple character sheets, NPCs, little maps. Like here, we have a rough version of a map of the region around Three Towers Bay, with Three Towers Bay being up here, and just sort of the region that it oversees and protects. Just kind of a version 1 work in progress. It's very simple. And the hex grid, or hex grid? No, the regular square grid maps or notebooks are great for that. Then we come to something that I really can't live without in world building, storytelling, creative process, is a good college ruled 5 subject notebook where I can just break down maybe different campaigns, different arcs that I'm plotting out, have one that's set aside just for like NPCs or events or magic items, historical events, and just having something that's, has pockets, is already separated by subject, and you can just put in all of your stuff. We have character sheets. I will get these out. We've got Abaca Castle, Mage Knight, the Three Towers Bay campaign, where I went through and painstakingly went over and pen all the stuff that needed to be, and House Braveo. We've got the region sheet, and I had lost the cards that I had made for him, unfortunately, so I just went ahead and made a sheet for both Colt and Talia, which is what we are going to be prepping in this episode. The things for my next play of House Braveo. So, a couple of weekends ago, out and about with the family, I decided to stop by my friendly local game store, which I frequent quite a bit less now that I have kids will usually go in, but they're running around looking at, trying to pull things off the shelf, and it's splitting attention between keeping an eye on the kids and actually looking for something that you really like. But I got to go in by myself, and I picked up this. The Ultimate RPG Quest Keeper. It just kind of caught my eye. They have a pretty good selection of games. You have the big ones, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu. They surprisingly had a good selection of Vampire the Masquerade. I say good as not really knowing the game or the content of the books, but there was quite a few number of books in their selection. And just kind of on a lark, I wasn't looking for a new game, but it just kind of seeing this, I pulled it off the shelf and flipped it open, and it's exactly what it says on the tin. You record your character, and it's very generic that you could probably just write this in for any system that you're running, and it has quite a bit of detail in it, like place of origin, physical descriptors, defining physical traits. Got a list of family drama, wealth status, heroic beginnings, all things that I find are more crucial to a character than just, does it have high dexterity or tool proficiency. Motivations. The critical thing in making a character, I believe, is what does your character want and how are they going to get it? And talking with your game master, to make sure that those things align or at least run fairly parallel with what they want to run or what they envision to happen in the game. You don't want to be going crisscross with your character's motivation and the plot of the game, because then it's like you're going, you hit the beat that you actually care about with your character and then move on. It feels weird. You kind of want to ride the line. Additional backstory notes, gear and other items of interest. Treasured belongings, having your character keep something with them that they enjoy. And it, by all means, does not have to be related to tragic backstory. It could be like, oh no, my, father is alive and he gave me his grandmother's lucky toe ring or something like that. Just like something that invokes a good and pleasant memory. I find that characters who keep those little trinkets that invoke pleasant memories are really good and healthy in a group dynamic. Property. House Braveo. They are newly landed nobles. And I always find that this is a fun reward to give players. Got enough magical items and things like that. How would you like a castle or a tower, someplace that in the world, whatever happens, you can retreat to this place, or we completed this quest, let's take a season of downtime and just relax at Robert's Druid Sanctuary. Ability notes. These were very interesting to kind of go through just the different skill types: physical, mental, magical, divine, social, artifact, technological, power sources, innate, upgrade, taught, other, bestowed, other. And you have 3 here. I kind of wish there were more. Complete toolkits. Non-player characters. Uh, so if you come across a NPC that is of note, write it down and just very simple, things like is it a career, guard, soldier, family member, a non-party adventurer. You just make a notation of that. Relationship, friendly, transactional, competitive, adversarial, violent. General campaign notes, party members, important events, battles, marking if it's a victory or defeat. I think players need to, uh, I don't want to say get a grip, but be open to the idea that being defeated in uh, combat in a trial doesn't mean you lose the game. It just means you could not overcome this obstacle. The story continues, and that can be a very good and healthy part of any story that you're playing. So don't feel it like you lost the game. Just like, okay, the game has changed slightly. You know, this village fell. We couldn't defend it. We have to fall back, and now you have a little bit of a Avenger arc, as it were. Da-da-da. Keeping note of encounters. Yes, players, you should be taking notes during encounters, what you're fighting. I find it's healthy muscles to flex, recording like, okay, we hit this creature on a 17, we didn't hit it on a 13, and just figuring out the actual mechanics. And I don't think it's metagaming. I think your character would tactically assess the situation in that way. And we've got character 2. And it's the same thing front to back. And you have a total of 10 characters. So I will probably be using this. I might use this as a foundation for some just solo on my own RPG, just kind of noodle with it. But yeah, this was a great pickup from a few weeks ago. I recommend it, and not necessarily this one specifically, any sort of RPG journal tracker sort of thing. It could be fun to have and take notes in, more importantly, just getting inspiration from. I find that finding things that inspire you are more helpful than just the tools like this is how you play a character or this is how you run a game or tell a story, because I think we can all tell stories to varying degrees of what could be considered good, but it's that initial spark of inspiration that people, I feel, really need to want to go out and do this, do any sort of gaming, solo or with a group. All right, next up, I found this through my winter cleaning, and that is a old dot grid journal from an old solo game. I believe I did this with 5th edition. I just doodled up a little map, the borderlands and the frontier. As you could probably guess, I'm a huge fan of that borderland into the unknown sort of fantasy. And I would just go through, here's a ruined underground temple, and I drew it up and just kind of drew lines where the party was going. They didn't explore all of it in one setting. They had to like go back to town, resupply, heal up, sell off treasure, report to the local wizard or magic user, priest, or whoever. We found this stuff. It looks important. Like we found a dwarven crypt. Do you? Is there anything that you know about it? I'm a big fan of the players not knowing, or the main characters in this instance, not knowing everything they come across. They have to go to an NPC to get the information. One of the things in my games is like, hey, does my character know anything about this? And that to me is like a big red flag. Uh, just like, I don't want to have to tell you what your character knows. You should make that decision on your own. Like, my character knows about this era of dwarven culture, and then we do a roll to determine just how much or how accurate that information is. Other than that, go talk to NPCs. Game masters, would love for you to interact with our, NPCs in a way that is like you are treating them like actual people with their own, concerns, troubles, motivations, and things like that. Yeah, we have a very early concept of Grail, uh, the Ashvine Forest, the world below, and the undersea, big stone labyrinth. So these little dot journals are great because you can turn them into grids. They're good for just kind of freehanding out notes without having the lines. Yeah, I will be using this in the future. I should probably find a new one too. As you can see, I haven't even used like a fifth of it, and I still want a new one, such as the curse of notebooks. All right. I got this from Hobby Lobby. It was a pack, a whole bunch of sketch pads, pack of pencils with a sharpener, and things like that. And I've been using these quite a bit. Let's see here. This is from the city. Use this with the city scenario generator from Shield Dice Studios. As you can see, we've got the suit and number. We've got kings, ace, and was that king of diamonds. And this is just the Nevernight Religious District. So if we ever come back with Mage Knight to the Religious District, I already have a fun map. I will probably... this is from the original Mage Knight game, so I'll, erase the points of interest or events used there. And try to use front and back of pages, folks. You're already spending the money for both sides. Fox Hollow Woods. This was the just the scenario generator, and just made little points of interest that I had Hallex go through, figure out what's going on in this neck of the woods. We have a little sort of a mini map, compendium, Lair of the Shadow Countess. Oh, I think this is this was the last little adventure. I used Dungeon of Daedalus, I believe is what it was. It was the Shield Dice Studios sort of dungeon generator. And Hallex did, we don't know what happened to Hallex going through here. Yes, home to the cult of a lost god. So we will probably be seeing this notebook in the future. All right. Yeah, back in 2017, 2018, I bought a lot of blank journals and notebooks. I was sort of hoping to start up a YouTube channel back then because so many people were doing it and it looked like a lot of fun and it seemed to help a lot of people, or at least, inspire them, which I'm all about. So I got this, Our Adventures, a gamer's journal. And it's like a lot of them. I've got, let's see, this is back from November 2017. I will probably erase this because I was flipping through it has sort of the standard stuff, campaign name, GM, players, characters, the world, the setup, items and equipment, and then it's just a journal. And I'm gonna, since I haven't really used much other than this first page, I will erase all of it. I am probably going to use this for a Koriko, a Magical Year campaign. I started playing Koriko and just using Google Doc, which was fine. I could copy and paste the prompts and the journal stuff right to the Google Doc, but I think actually writing it in a journal is going to have a little bit more of a tactile feel to it. Uh, just give it a different feel overall, because there's definitely games that you gotta be in a certain mood, a certain space to have it really, click with you. And Koriko, a Magical Year, where you're writing letters, you're journaling your experience, uh, doing it by hand, pencil and paper, I think will put me in the right mindset, in the right mode to really dig in and enjoy it. Again, just kind of another like notebook, the Book of Shadow, and it's just fancy bordered blank pages. I'll probably do something with this at some point. A Book of Shadow invokes a certain feeling, a certain theme and tone to a game. Probably like Wraithhound, which I'll probably do a game on this channel of Wraithhound. Yeah, and I'll probably use this. I'll just draw out like little scenes or rooms or creatures to the best of my ability. I don't know, maybe it's another skill you all will see me get good at. All right. GM screens. Well, all of this has been found recently. It was just kind of a blank one. I believe this came with little sheets inside, rules for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, which I no longer use. But I decided, like, I'm going to put my random encounters papers in here. Actually, I'm going to reprint them out because this should be one full sheet of paper, not double stack like that. It's a little bit hard for me to read sometimes. And I've got, where is it? Over here, just kind of my scratched out or jotted down random roll table for Omen, different NPCs, commoner, duke, generic noble, soldier, assassin, pirate, duelist, mystic, historian, things like that. A good 6x10 grid, various items, different sorts of combat, swarm, an unskilled fighter, skilled, elite, underboss, boss, something that's an ambush, a duel, an assassin, a brute, social things, you gotta apologize to someone, persuasion, exploration, bad encounter, good encounter, finding shelter, things like that. Once you've played a lot of games, solo or not, or consumed enough media content, you'll start to develop instincts on what to include in a random table if you make your own. And I highly encourage everybody to make their own random tables, just to put your own spin and flair, customize the randomness to your specific bend, because it's kind of weird if you're in the middle of, say, a desert environment and all of a sudden there's mermaids. Although I guess, if you're, I just off the top of an example use that, and I thought, like, well, you probably find an oasis of mermaids and they're probably a very different breed or blend of mermaids. Like, yeah, we're stuck in this oasis. We've been stuck in this, oasis for generations. And I think that'd be really cool. Maybe, I guess I disproved the point that I was making. But I still stand by my point. Customizing your uh, list is very good. It helps the kind of designer part of your brain to look at these things a little bit differently. And we've got our book of random tables. Uh, Names, items in royal tombs, items in portmaster's office. I don't know if I need 100 various items, but we have gemstones. That actually might be handy because I don't know gemstones. Forest encounters, catastrophes, rumors and odd jobs. We've used this with House Braveo before. Set that up there. Book of Random Quests, Dungeon Hooks, Royal Quest. We are definitely going to be using this. Force Quest, Doorways to Other Worlds. Seeing there's no multiversal plane stuff in Omen, that will definitely be interesting. Sea Quests, we are landlocked here, so won't be needing that. Questing Beasts. Quest Objects. Yes, the MacGuffin. Lost Cities. We use that with Mage Knight. I'm very interested to see where we find this city of coal and steam, or coal and smoke, whichever it was. I also have a few of these. I have a ridiculous amount of battle maps and battle map cards from my Pathfinder days. I'm never going back to Pathfinder. I sunk a whole bunch of time into getting stuff for that, and the payout was not what I wanted in the end. So I have a whole bunch of those, but I did bite the bullet and get one of these big book of battle maps. I think these are very popular because they're spiral bound. They're a good size. I think they're just the right table size for how big an encounter needs to be. Just in terms of focusing on a scene. See, we got a little bridge across, and it comes to a little inn. We got the Dark Lord's chambers, mine shaft, ritual site. Looks like a poison swamp or bog. Trees, tweez. Farmhouse. Yeah, I recommend you getting something small, desk size, if you're doing solo stuff. I'm not in. I don't do the big terrain set pieces, Dwarven Forge, which is mostly just space and also the setting it up and then taking it back down. It's a process that I do not enjoy. It's a task. A good person always puts their tools away when they're done. They don't just leave it out, as I keep trying to impart to my son. All right. We have fantasy towns, 50 towns and cities for tabletop role-playing games. I like to draw my own maps, run my own worlds, run my own cities, just off the brain from whatever inspires me, because usually at that point I know I'm going to use it. And I really just want to make things that I am going to use, and typically don't make things that I don't use. That is a lie. So often do I make things and wind up not using them for one reason or another, but I dislike it. Fantasy towns, and it, again, does what it says on the tin. There's a city, and it has a list, government type, economy, businesses, attraction, population. It's nice to put in a book, but when you're a player and you're down at that player level, you're not going to be able to tell that, oh, there's 15,000 people here. You're going to go there's a lot of people here. Imports, exports, that is very, it's a level of detail that I enjoy for inspiration, but I think this is as far as it needs to go. We don't need to go into, like how much gold for a pound of rice. We don't need to get that noodly in the weeds. Demographic, the percentage of dwarves, elves, gnomes, halflings, humans. I think the number percentile is unnecessary. Especially like less than one. Well, if I'm rolling a D100 to say determine like, okay, what character is this? If it's less than one, and then dwarf is 1%, and I get 0, 0, 1 on the dice. Well, which is, I guess I could roll a D6 and determine that, but still, I think something like that is a little bit unnecessary. Matt Colville's demographic scale, I think, is a little bit more handy. Like there's one, like Medusa in this world, or like there's like a majority of the people here are human. There's an enclave of dragon folk, so there's, they're there, but like they're not everywhere. Like if you run into them, like that person probably knows just about every other dragon folk that's around. And you got like, small little towns, population of 100. I have a little heraldic device here. Adventure ideas. These are nice. Always, pack your named location, your towns, your villages, your hamlets. Something is always going on. Like I live out in the sticks of the U.S. Like there's always something going on in these little towns. I can assure you. I do like this. There's a bay, there's a river, there's a wall, there's things outside of the wall that is more populated than what's inside the wall. Big keep. Imports. Spices, silver, corn, wine, beer, tea, coffee. Exports. Gold, sunflower seeds. Safflower seeds? What's a safflower? Interesting. Lead. Beef. All right. Attractions. The Alden Library. So I'm definitely going to keep this probably for Mage Knight. Because you all have probably seen the map that I've done of Galroyo. Those are just kind of the duchy capital cities. There's other, large cities, towns, villages, speckled here and there. That's probably a map that you would find hanging in a library or some sort of repository. People go like, I want to go to Galroyo. Well, here's here's a list of the capitals. Well, what about cities and towns? Like, probably go there and start asking around. There'll be signposts and things like that. All right, we come to one of my prized possessions, Kingdoms and Warfare. This is probably the only crowdfunder from MCDM that I didn't go all in the pinnacle peak edition, just because it came with a whole bunch of minis and I didn't need that many minis. I'm not really a minis guy. So this, I just got the signed Kingdoms and Warfare, which I like. I do kind of wish that they stuck with Kingdoms, Organizations, and Warfare, because Organizations in here I absolutely love. It kind of pulls back the focus of the camera. Like, there's the heroes, but here's part of their here's the organization that they work for. Which, if you find players that are down with that style of play, you are lucky, because it is very hard to, at least for me, to find players that are wanting to be, I don't know if it's tied down or associated or just have that constraint. There's I've had a lot of resistance with getting them to engage in that kind of play. We go into organization, domain skills, If I was playing something in 5th edition, I would be using this very strictly. But since I'm not, I'm fishing it for inspiration, especially with House Braveo. They would be party sheet, power pool, different stats for the organization, uh, organization size, their power die. There are different resources down here, the fun little things that they can do. Martial Regiment. I don't think House Braveo is really a martial regiment. They are probably... It wouldn't be a Mystic Circle either. Definitely not a Nature Pack. They'd probably be more of a Noble Court. And the various different things that a Noble Court does, and then sort of the subclasses of a organization, a religious order for noble court. Oh, no, wait, that's another organization entirely. Where are they? Let's see here. Domain features. Court of War. Political administration. Oh. Lots of silence because I'm reading. And then we get into warfare, which 5th edition aside, like this is a very fun war simulator. I got a kick out of using it just kind of in a solo way. You'd have different unit types, experience, equipment, ancestries. They did a really good job with that, and it's played on, sort of a grid like this. So there's one side, here's the other side. You don't need a big like miniature war game table. You can just get a whole bunch of 3x5 cards, line them up in a, what is that, like a 5x5 grid, and position them like that. Look at their abilities and stuff like that. You roll to hit, roll to wound, morality roll, to see if they, scatter or not. So I probably will be using this at some point. Where and when, not sure. And then just like special stuff for class units. If you're characters of a certain class, they can train a certain unit, give them a special ability. A list of all the different maneuvers. Here's what I really like. I didn't need the minis. I liked the monsters in it though. It was demons, devils, and undead. Oh, Tristane Vaslor. I used him in a campaign. Was the ancestor of one of my players. I didn't completely use the stat block. I gave him a special ability called the Devil's Luck, which was if they rolled a natural 20, it became a natural 1. And it was one of those things like he had 3 uses of it. Sort of like a legendary reaction. But boy, it was so much fun. They disliked me, but they they loved it in the end. Gemstone Dragons, Cithriana Ronazir. I did get this mini though. I got this one in the baby Ruby Dragon. Magic items. I do love me some magic items. I love me lots of magic items. I like finding magic items. I don't like going to Fantasy Walmart and just buying, like, I have 450,000 gold. I want to buy that +5 Holy Avenger weapon. don't like that. Don't like magic items should be found. They should be rewards. That's just me. Feel free to disagree with me all you want. I've had people disagreeing with me all my life. And then we have strongholds and followers, which we will continue to be using in House Braveo. Put the character sheet right there. Take a sip. Now comes to something that I talked about in my unboxing video. My treasure chest. My treasure chest. I think if you don't have one of these, it doesn't need to be like this big. It could be, I've got my little dice treasure chest right here. I need to remove some of these dice so it can actually fit, but it's a lovely prop. And some might say that like it's a prop for prop's sake. That's fine. I'm fine with that, but it brings me joy. Whoa, don't fall over. Yeah, and this is just filled with, play coins that you can get, like, a huge bag of these for $5. I put little trinkets from Kickstarters or big collector sets. This is from, I think there's a lot of stuff here from the Tal'Dorei Reborn, the Claret Order, which inspired me for a lot of things. My character that I'm playing right now is a blood mage. Different things like that. This is from the Beatles and Grimm Waterdeep Dragon Heist. This is the Aboleth Stone that I can't quite remember because it was honestly, I felt the most boring part of the story. So I didn't terribly use it much. And then just little play gemstones, things like that. If I ever do an in-person game again, or I might just, if I ever run a game with people, I might, I say this now, but I know I'm going to regret it later, like if a character finds an artifact like a brooch or a pin, I might just, bite the bullet and mail this to them. Like, hey, your character found this. Here's the thing. I'm going to take it out of my treasure chest and send to you. And again, a lot of this is from like collector's edition. Like it's not going to come back again, but I can't take it with me. So, I guess I might as well, share the treasure, spend it, as it were. So yeah, that is my treasure chest. And sometimes I'll just have it out, or I'll just have it like within eyesight and use it to try to be inspired to think of a unique treasure, or even just remind me like, hey, this character needs to be rewarded somehow. Like they've been risking their lives, going out of the frying pan into the fire for however many sessions. Like give them something to keep them going. You want to keep, leading the mouse down the maze a little bit. All right. So that was almost 45 minutes of show and tell that I did not intend to go as long. Let's get to work, shall we? Yeah. All right. After all, this is Prep is Play. You've seen various resources and tools that I use to help prep the game, be it, random table generators, various journals set up in specific ways that I like to use, notebooks. But we're going to go back to our trusty 5-star notebook. And we will open to the prep page. First page, I'll just write up here. House Braveo. When last we left our heroes. Oh, I also gave them little fun abilities for them to use. And you cannot probably see that because it is pencil and paper. But that's okay. I don't know why I worry about it. It's not like you're checking my work. Y'all can see the dice tin right here for when I want to... Oh, I also got these dice when I went to my game shop. I am looking for a set of dice that I used to have that were this really cool orange and blue. That I have lost many of the dices from this set. But yeah, I got these. These are orange and gray, and it looks like one of them isn't supposed to belong there. That is a D4 that has orange lettering instead of white. I think this is the D4 that's supposed to be in there. Hang on a minute. Thank goodness this wasn't a live stream. You all would be hating me right now. Alright. So, we have our dice. We have our campaign sheet. What happened last time? There was... wrote up the companions. There is Florence Blythe, the Cavalier. Lucinda Blythe, the Troubadour Warrior. They are orc sisters. Gomer Trant is the Halfling Scribe. Diana Dale is the Dwarf Alchemist. And Marley Kirkwood is the Hermit Geomancer. Let's see. Where did I put... I can't remember where I put the map I made. That is going to happen from time to time. Oh, hang on. Was it in here? It is in here. And this time you're actually going to see it in the correct orientation. So we'll just put that there. Alright, let's see. The Hunter's Lodge. That was here. Magical alignment. Okay, that is taking place in a few weeks. What do we the Great Old Stump. Fire won't work at the Great Old Stump. I think that is information that is good to have. I don't think it's of utmost concern to the Braveos at the moment. That's like a... we'll investigate that later sort of thing. None of the locals seem terribly bothered by it, so they're not going to be terribly bothered by it. This golden egg chicken, however, I wouldn't say that's like a full-blown quest or something that they need to tackle. I think it's a curiosity that more than likely just distracts them or is entertaining to them. They take the kids. Colt probably is taking a little bit more of an interest in it just from a magical academic perspective. So I think they meet with this farmer that's just a few hours out of town and just kind of talks to the farmer. Let's see how many golden eggs the farmer has. 3. Has 3 golden eggs. And asking like, well, how often does this happen? Is this every day? You should be a wealthy man. And the farmer was like, oh, it usually get one a season. And it's been, happening since, let's see, spring, winter, fall. It's been happening since last fall. It's very peculiar. Yeah, no one around here really wants them. Let alone I think could afford to, buy them. Well, how much do you want for them? And the farmer scratches his chin Just like, oh, for one or for all three? And uh, Colt kind of looks over to Talia, and Talia's just kind of wrangling the kids and like, this is your affair. Do what you want. Just don't leverage the castle, to pay for it. I think what we are going to do is we're going to roll the treasury die. So on a 1, it will go down to a d4. 5 or 6, the family has enough to pay for these 3 golden eggs. Because I think Colt wants all 3 of them. All right, so anything but a 1. 3, okay. Colt manages to negotiate like, okay, well, listen, we will purchase the 3 that you have. And we'll be in contact. Like if there's anything wrong with your chicken, we might come down and investigate the land a little bit more. That sort of thing. We'll keep it quiet. We don't want outsiders coming in trying to steal this chicken. And we'll figure something out. Farmer's like, okay, and probably hands him a small sack of gold and is off with the eggs. And I think we are going to do a... All right, we're going to do a contested presence test with Colt and Talia. So Colt has a 2, she has a 3. Colt is definitely, he has something in mind. Talia can't quite figure it out yet. I'm going to say that we're just going to kind of resolve the golden chicken thing. What else should there be, though? Let's roll up some quests. And I might just pick... I just might pick from them, just depending on what we have. I'll just turn to a random page, too. Doorways to Another World. Here we go. 43. The party is kidnapped by mole men, taken to their underground realm. Now the party must fight to escape before they are sacrificed to the vile god of mole men. Yeah, I don't like that too much. I don't think we're gonna do Doorway to Another World. That's a little out of the realm of the tone of this game. 32. Not having sea quests either. Royal quests. What was that? 32. A royal quest. 32. The queen is sullen and angry. Her court is seeking a group of entertainers to cheer her up. I'm going to write that down. Foreign court looking for entertainers. All right. Remember, folks, life is full of inconsistencies, contradictions, and spelling mistakes. Don't get too worked up over it. 7D. Towns quests. Several rare artifacts were stolen from the city's museum. A reward is offered for the return of the items and the capture of the thief. Okay, so we've got missing artifacts. That's good. That's good. There's probably no artifacts in Stone's Reach, but they probably could have been stolen from somewhere else, and they happen to be here. 82. We're already on this page. A baby was found in the river floating in a basket. This sounds biblical. The small fishing village is now in an uproar. The players are entrusted to take the baby to the great city to find its identity and to learn of its destiny. Okay, here we go. Found baby. They already have two children. I think one is 8 and one is 5. I don't know if Talia is kind of in baby fever mode or not. Uh, two seems enough. Uh, 37. 37, I'm not old. Beloved NPC soul is trapped in a golem. The party must discover a way. And let's not do 3 towns quests in a row. Forest quests. We have forests here. It's kind of a semi-forested area. The main thing is the quarry, though. But yeah, we'll do forest. Yeah, I'd say the hunting lodge, the broken craiglands, and the hermit hut are kind of foresty. All right, 37. Party is asked to kill a giant boar that is rampaging through the forest. Okay, I'm just going to do boar hunt. Okay, should we do 2 more? Maybe we do 2 more. Hmm. Uh, hmm. Outdoors to another world. We're not doing town quests. Can't do sea quests. Questing beasts. Object quest. Let's do an object. Let's put an object on the table. Let's put a gun on the table. That'll start getting questions going. 93. 93. Love and will. Or no, something like that. 93. Silver tonic of Karana, said to give a heroine, give a heroine of old insight and wisdom. Legend says it's still on her necklace even as she lays in a tomb. Okay, so silver torque, not tonic. That makes way more sense. Silver torque of Karana, wisdom and insight. We might tie that back to the strange magical alignment. Let's do another object. These are fun. I love MacGuffins. I love it when a person is a MacGuffin. I've for some reason this week I've had a strange urge to rewatch Outlaw Star. The shovel of Goralia? Mythical shovel, an ancient heroine used to bury the gods. Stonereach is a quarry. We have a geomancer. I don't think it's burying any god. There are no quote unquote gods. Let's see. Magical shovel. It's tiptoeing on the threshold of the level of silliness that I can tolerate. Okay, we're gonna set this aside. Let's. I definitely think there's going to be some. I'm going to write that here. Drama between golden eggs. Because I think Colt wants to send at least one up to Three Towers Bay to be studied, and Talia is not going to like that. Like they're cute little trinkets, something to show off when visiting nobles and dignitaries, arrive. But like, I don't want people from our past finding us, and Colt probably just going like, listen, they're not going to know who Lord and Lady Braveo are. They're loaning this to the researchers at Three Towers Bay to study and examine it. That's it. They get things like that all the time, sort of thing. But I think that's going to build a little bit of tension between Colt and Talia, since they've been trying to be like very under the radar ever since the dragon invasion. All right, Book of Random Tables. Let's see. 62. I'm gonna turn to his page. Items and things. Actually, nope. 62. Anise. I'm just gonna write Anise right here. Where did I just see that? What did I roll? 62. I lost my spot. Anise? Question mark. Items in a hunter's camp. Let's see what we got here. 62. It's all coming up 62s. A tent. Items in rolled tomb. Royal benchhubber. Book titles. Here we go. Forest Gnomes. An Untold History. All right. Okay. Been doing this for about an hour. We'll go 2 more on this random generator and call that an episode. Items in the kitchens, weapons, armor, equipment. Weapons, armor, equipment. Okay. 88. Some crazy 88s. Whip. Whip? Question mark. Actually, we're going to stop that. I'm going to move these out of the way. And we are going to find some big plot. Not necessarily going to kick off in the next episode. But hitting the mic. Table. Excuse me. Table of contents. All right. NPC realms. How many got? 1. We're not going to do Draconic Empire. 2. Not going to do Fey Court or Giants. 3. Goblin, maybe 4, 5. Orcs, 6. 7, 8. So let's roll a d8. Let's see what NPC realm we might be dealing with. 1, a despotic regime. You know what? Fair. Despotic regime. Now, I don't... It's probably whoever is to the southwest. Actually, I got the map. I got the map. So, I apologize, folks. They are about right here, where Sky Point is. So there's a dwarven kingdom to the south, and there's the Overwind Forest to the southeast. So I'm thinking it's someone in the Overwind Forest that has been eyeing this border region where they are. They might have to defend themselves. Okay, so, despotic regime, neighboring kingdom. Just gonna go border war. Border war question mark. It might not be the entirety of the neighboring kingdom. It just might be the person that oversees this tract of land right next to where they are. I go like, hey, I took over this, part of our neighbor's land. Recognize me. For my ability to gain more territory for our kingdom. Could be something like that. Whoever's in charge is the despot. Okay, so we got foreign court looking for entertainers, missing artifacts, a found baby. I like this. This could lead to something good. I'm going to put a star next to it. I will usually write stuff down, look over it, and start starring things. The silver torque. Put a star next to that. That's got a lot of potential. Drama between the golden eggs. Sort of as you just saw, I did a lot of resolution of that conflict. Just in my head. No real roles. Colt is going to send one of the eggs to be studied. He'll probably keep one for the family. Start building up a family treasury, heirlooms, that sort of thing. Give the other egg probably to Diana, the alchemist, so she can kind of take a look at it, study it, keep a little bit of research local in-house. And I think we are going to mark off this week of summer. We did the little intro. I think whatever is going to happen next is going to happen in the second week. Let me make sure I got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 weeks in a season. 10 days per week. All right. So that's just a little example of prep is play. Yeah, it's a weird process, but don't think just because you're not always rolling dice, you're not always using a random table. The Colt sending the golden egg to Three Towers Bay was something I'd kind of been sitting on and pondering for a while. So it doesn't always have to be random. You can say the weird thing and then play out the weird thing. I do like rolling stuff, however. I might not use all of it, but it's going to be fun. All right, I think that's going to be it for this episode. Yeah, next time we will play out some House Braveo. All right, until next time, folks, take care.